Hey, welcome back to Album April. It's April 4th, and today I listened to Melodrama by Lorde. I remember I was on the way to high school when I heard Royals for the first time, and my first thought was, how is this on the charts? This isn't like anything that's on the radio right now. Me thinking as some dumb high school kid that I knew I was up, but really, Lorde kind of changed the game. There are other, big names in pop music, like Alessia Cara or Halsey, that might not have been able to get the success that they had if it wasn't for Lorde paving the way first. Singles from her debut album, Pure Heroine, were getting on the charts in 2013 and 14, and then in the few years between her first and second album, there were a lot of other Lorde-inspired songs and artists who were getting on the charts, to the point where the market was kind of getting oversaturated. But then she came back in 2017 with Green Light, and once again, she was a breath of fresh air. Green Light was the debut single from her second album, Melodrama, considered by many to be her best album. I listened to it, and I thought it was great. It is not only by far the best album of the month so far, it's probably going to be the best album of this month by the time it's over. It is among the best albums I've listened to for Album April. Pure Heroine was mostly a collaboration between Lorde and the songwriter Joel Little, who would go on to do a lot more songwriting for other people. In fact, Pure Heroine is what put him on the map, I think. And while he does appear a couple times on this album, this one is mostly a collaboration between Lorde and Jack Antonoff. Jack Antonoff is among one of my favorite pop song songwriters in the business. He's done amazing work with acts like Taylor Swift, Sia, Florence and the Machine. He's not infallible. Look What You Made Me Do will always be hot garbage, but for the most part, he has a very good track record, in my eyes at least. And Melodrama is no exception. This album sounds great. Melodrama is a breakup album. It's about the experiences and the emotions and the existential crises that come after a bad breakup. The standout track on this song is Green Light. It is the best song on this album. It was the right choice for a lead single. Green Light just sounds amazing. I love that song so much. I was kind of worried that would be like an outlier, but no, there are several amazing songs on Melodrama. If Green Light was the perfect way to open this album, Perfect Places was the perfect way to end this album. If Melodrama is going through the stages of grief, Perfect Places is acceptance. The idea that, yeah, it's never going to be perfect, but that's fine. I really liked the way that Hard Feelings sounded. Liability kind of just sounds like a Broadway song. It's a very personal, this is where my life is at this point kind of song. And I do have a gripe with Liability Part 1. I literally only hear a piano. It is just a piano. So why am I also somehow hearing fingers sliding across a guitar string? I don't even want to hear that sound in songs with guitars. But anyway, that's technically a nitpick. The second best song on the album is Supercut. If Green Light is the best composed, Supercut is the best lyrically. It's a really clever way of explaining how after a bad breakup, when looking back, you only remember the good things, the things that you're going to miss. It's like a highlight reel. It's a supercut. And Supercut also sort of has like that pounding house rhythm that Green Light had. There was one issue that I sort of had with pretty much the whole album is that the songs seem like padded out in the outros. Like there were several times where the song will definitely start fading out and then I'll look at the runtime and there's like a minute left. Supercut, as great as it is, could have been like a minute shorter because they spent the last minute of it just slowly fading out. But that is minor in comparison to all the things I loved about Melodrama. I was expecting to like Melodrama going into it, but I actually liked it more than I thought I would. Melodrama is not just a great album, it is a great album that nobody besides Lorde could have made. I would highly recommend it if you're interested. I loved this album. Alright, thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.